What up, YouTube? This is GeoStealth1, and damn, this thing is pretty much consuming a lot of my time trying to get it up and running and customize and making it look really nice for you guys. So here's where I'm at with this RC. A few parts that I've acquired, and I'm just gonna go into where I'm at with this. I ended up getting I already had the hard top for this unit available. But I recently just acquired the body for it. I opted not to get the cage because I'm going to get the cage later. It's a little bit more inexpensive for me to get the cage later. But wow, what an assortment of decals that come with this body. It's insane. I mean, you get the seats and all that other good stuff and the outline. But that being said, it pretty impressive on what Axial gives you. I mean, they give you an assortment of parts when you buy your RC. They give you a whole bunch of, knickknacks that primarily you wouldn't think you would acquire, from another RC company, but it's there. Now, here's where I'm at with this, and I'm just going to go over a few things. Now, I'm just going to go over with one of my YouTube fans, Sexy Mike. I'll put his link below. He ended up donating a few things for me, which was kind of cool. Now, when I ended up going into the box that he donated, I noticed that he gave me front shocks for my rally, which I needed because I was using these hard ones and having to go in and put a whole bunch of spacers just to have it up and running. But wow, what a cool, awesome donation. And it's the little things that are totally awesome for me because I needed that. This RC is almost done. So thanks a lot for that donation. I needed that for the fronts, just for it to be, a little bit more stable at that point. That being said, I ended up rummaging through what he donated me, and he donated me these wheels, and these are from HB, but I'm not too sure what they are. If anybody from YouTube be able to answer that, that'd be totally awesome for me. And let's see if I can get these mounted on some type of bead locks. Now, I'm not too sure. I think these are 2.2s. If I'm looking correctly. No, they look like 2.2s, but if they are, cool. If they're not, it is what it is. We'll work on that part. But he donated me all four, and just a few other little knickknacks that, personally I can use. Here's his letter. He goes, GeoStealth R1, enjoy the parts. I included tires and a few miscellaneous parts. I'm also currently working on a 100-mile-per-hour rustler, and I wanted to thank you personally for you making your videos. And that says Mike. P.S. Sorry about the techno whatever. Oh, the technolog. It was the only paper I could find. I wish you would have donated this. That would have been awesome. But but anyway, just to give you a heads up, I mean, he donated a few things, which is cool. I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with this because it's a Spectrum servo. I don't know how old this unit is or what's the rating on this. I'm not too sure if this is even made anymore. But let me look at this. I mean, seems like it's heavy enough to have metal gears in there, but yeah, cool, man. This is the Spectrum Z270. If anybody's interested in finding out about that. So I'll look into that and we'll see where I'm at. So let's just go further of what's initially happening with this. If you're trying to figure out what the heck that thing is, on the right side, that's the Rhino 6000. It's a cable label maker, and that's primarily what I'm going to be doing to all my wiring, so I don't have to go into the craziness of just trying to figure out what wire goes to where and stuff like that. I'll do a little bit of an update video of how I install mine and, stuff that you could do for yours. So, that being said, let me go into the SCX10. Now, just to give you guys a heads up, which I'm really angry about, Axial just released another SCX10, and it's another Jeep, and I think it's a G6. I saw it, I was pissed. I'm like, oh man, should I buy it? That's a good question. Just to have another Axial, but that being said, it was a kit. Just wanted to give you guys a heads up. This is the ready to run. Where am I going with this? What am I doing? Now, there have been a lot of conceptual colors I can go with this RC. Now, I was wondering what you guys think I should go with. I mean, I could rip out the orange wire mesh on that thing immediately and start over with a different type of mesh style. But I was looking at a whole bunch of colors of what I can do. And I was thinking, you know what? That'd be awesome if I could just go in and do, like a cream with chrome decals, or if I can go black with gold decals, or what have you. I mean, there's a whole bunch of colors, and I really want to think outside the box with this RC. Now, if you look at DJ Medic's new RC build, he's going with something that's totally, can speak out. Hey, you know what? That's Medic's RC. And people have seen my Rustler, and people who have seen my Rustler when I bring it to hobby stores, they don't have no idea who in the hell I am, but they know my RC. So that's what I'm trying to do with this SCX10. Give me your opinion of where I should be with this. I am going with the Tekin motor and ESC. That's going to be one of my next purchases for this. Possibly dual motor. I'm not too sure. I've never crawled with this thing yet. This thing is still virgin. So, I want to get this at least to when I make my crawl video, people can say, hey, yo, that's Geo's, not another silver, Jeep Wrangler that's out there. So that's what I'm going with this RC. Don't get me wrong, I am going to decal this RC up just so people know that that's my gray, Jeep Wrangler. But that's primarily where I'm at with this thing. I'm going to paint this body hopefully tomorrow or the day after, so I can get that dried off and get my decals ready and conceptually finish this. Now, you're noticing that I have my Spectrum DX3R Pro. I'm trying to figure out how or where do I get the Spectrum waterproof receiver. I can go with the regular one, and I could probably take out from another one of my RCs just to get this up and running at this point. But I'm stuck. What do I do? I have tons of things that I can get available for this thing, but I need that receiver. I don't even know what battery I need to put on this RC. I'm going across and looking at the type of batteries that are out there, and give me your opinion on the type of battery that should go into this RC. I'm not too familiar with this RC. I know a lot of people have this RC. YouTube enthusiast General Fields, tries to give me a few tips, and for the other RC enthusiasts, give me a few tips, which personally, once I read them, I'm like, you know what, that sounds cool. I mean, a lot of people are looking for me to get the G-Made shocks. A lot of people tell me to get the Proline shocks. A lot of people even told me go with just the big bore shocks from Traxxas, which, I'm trying to stay away from Traxxas and go with all the other outsourced companies that don't even deal with Traxxas products. I mean, don't get me wrong, this company does deal with Traxxas products, but I'm going with Vanquish. Now, that in itself is a very costly upgrade. I didn't realize how costly it was until I started researching them, finding out exactly what I've needed, what upgrades do I need. And when I initially started going with the upgrades from Vanquish, a lot of the upgrades are underneath the chassis, and I noticed I'm going to get the underneath of this chassis butchered. So I'm not going to upgrade that crazily with underneath the chassis. I'm going with the internal parts, like the transmission case, the transmission cover, probably most likely the carriers I'm going to change out. I would say definitely change out, and all the other little knickknacks that I need just to get this as custom as possible. Other things that I'm going to change out is I'm debating on putting this. I'm probably going to save this for another body project once I get tired of the Axial Jeep Rubicon body. So that's going to be in a future install, but that is where I'm at with this SCX10. Once again, always give me your feedback of what I should do with this RC. Now, I'm going to do something a little bit different than a lot of people have done with this soft top. So stay tuned for a future video. I mean, I think you're going to think it's pretty kick-ass. So hopefully what I do with it, it will come out to be really, really nice looking. So anyway, rate, comment, subscribe. Oh, last but not least, characters. Who in the heck am I going to fit in here for them to drive? Now, I was thinking of either A, putting a whole bunch of little minions in there from Despicable Me, or B, the South Park characters and have Cartman drive or anything like that. So I'm stuck on that. I'm really stuck on that. Who in the heck is driving this RC? So yeah, give me a heads up of which characters you would like to see in here. Would you like to see the Simpsons? Would you like to see anything? I'm not going to put a G.I. Joe or anything like that. You know, I want it to be a little bit more comical and stuff, you know. Have them pimp out with, you know, with the Jeep Wrangler. So give me your input. Rate, comment, subscribe, and tell my fellas up on YouTube. Later.